Welcome to the very first episode of Spex'S Game Talk. I am, of course, Sean Specs, and before I introduce the guest, let me tell you all what this show is about. It's essentially me having a chat about gaming or a specific game genre with whoever's on the show. The guests pick the topic, and as we are speaking, you can watch footage of the game. It's as simple as that. So with that said, it's time to begin, and my very first guest is a person I've only just recently met, but I can tell we're going to get on great. Miss Helen Prime, hello to you.
Hello.
So, why don't you tell us a bit about yourself, how you got into gaming, and what game you have chosen to talk about today?
First of all, I got into gaming through my dad. He had an Amiga 500 just lying around, and he never really used to play it that much until I asked questions about it. And he booted it up one day, and that was it. I was hooked. He used to get like pirated copies of games from his mates, and we used to play games on that on the old floppy disks. But then one day he blew it up. So yeah, as his apology, he bought me a NES. So yeah, from then on, I've just been hooked.
So I started with a Commodore 64. Luckily, it wasn't the sort of Commodore. It was kind of like I guess like an enhanced Commodore 64. So there wasn't like huge day wasting loading times where you had to like put in different cassettes or floppy disks and stuff. It was quite, it took about, I don't know, like 5 minutes. It's fine. And once it got going, it was great stuff. Yeah, I think our paths probably kind of followed. I mean, the Commodore 64 didn't get blown up, luckily. I think it's still in my mum's attic, possibly. But I've had like Master Systems and pretty much everything. So I had to kind of pick what I wanted to take to my new flat. So at the moment, there's like my Mega Drive and my 360 and PS3 as well. So
yeah, I've had the NES, the N64.
I think I've got like Game Gear and all sorts.
I didn't have a Game Gear, but I had a Mega Drive. But my friend had a Game Gear who let me borrow it for a little.
That's awesome. Okie dokie. And without further ado, what game are you wanting to talk about?
I am going to talk about the Tomb Raider series.
Great series it is as well.
Yes.
Right. And let's basically start at the basics. Which is your favorite? Well, which is your favorite game of the series?
Right then. Well, my favorite game is between Tomb Raider 2 and the new Tomb Raider, because I didn't really have a Tomb Raider that I liked between those two. So, and it's really hard to choose as well because the new Tomb Raider is like a new spin-off, a new story. But then Tomb Raider 2 was the one that got me gripped more than the first one. So yeah, it's between those two. I can't really pick.
Do you think and I said this wasn't going to turn into an interview, but I just like thinking of things. But do you think the changing of the actor, because obviously I think they've gone through 3 different actresses playing Lara Croft on the game, whether it be for the voice or the actual, scanned person and whatnot. Do you think that actually makes a difference? Because a lot of people, on the most recent one, for some reason, a lot of people were put off, mostly teenage guys, the fact that she wasn't as busty as she normally is.
No, I don't think so. I mean, how can I put it? I think it's to fit in with a proper woman. I mean, if you were an archaeologist, you wouldn't be as busty as Lara. Well, the old Lara. They would get in the way, wouldn't they?
They could take people's eyes out. You could actually dig with them. They were pyramids.
Yeah, exactly.
Essentially. Oh, yeah. I mean, I actually, yeah, I agree that I think she did look more like, I don't know, like I guess like a woman that you'd actually see like on the streets and whatnot.
Yeah, very athletic looking. I mean, when
Yeah.
you have an athletic woman, they're not really busty, are they? So
No, not unless they've had some dodgy boob surgery.
Yeah.
That just looks weird, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I used to watch my friends play it as a lot, and I think once they'd finished the game, they were just trying to see I think this is on the first one. They were seeing how comical they could make her deaths. So, like getting her to the highest point of the level, then making her like smash into the water as hard as possible, and if that didn't kill her, they just waited for her to drown and stuff. Or the intentionally aggravated wolves.
Yeah.
But it's strange because like some of my friends refused to kill the wolves. They tried to get around them without killing them. And yet some might as well have just gone in there with like a rocket launcher and just blasted them to bits. I don't know, what was your method with the wolves?
Usually just shoot and jump pretty much. Probably scream at the TV a few times.
Oh, yeah. I remember a lot of frustrated people on that. But see, I've not actually played the newest one. I've played like the Underworld, is it?
Yeah.
I played that. That was the last one I played, and I liked it. I mean, I've never been like a huge Tomb Raider fan, but it's a sort of game where you can. I mean, the story's strong enough to. I get if you're not familiar with like the brand and whatnot, it definitely does pull you in, especially about with like a dad and stuff. I don't think the film actually did that much justice though.
Poor, basically. Very poor.
Yeah, I think it made her too overly sexualized. Which I mean,
Yeah.
normally that's fine, but it's Lara Croft, and you don't want to kind of, I don't know, underplay her toughness by having her as undressed as possible, if you know what I mean.
I think it was to build the franchise up a lot more than what it was, because it was dwindling, and they thought if we brought out a movie, it would pick up the fans a little bit more. And Lara Croft has always been formed as being a sexual character in a video game. So they probably thought making the films more sexual would help the games.
I mean, I think they did well casting Jolie anyway.
She was good, but I think they could have done better.
Yeah, I mean that was something I was going to ask actually. Who do you think would make a good Lara in the film? I mean, I'd like to see someone like Mila Kunis, but I don't think she's got exactly like the curviness to her to fit into the Lara template, so to speak. But yeah, I mean, who do you think?
I'm not very good with actresses and remembering their names, but I can see a lot of people in my head, and I think, yeah, she'll be a good Tomb Raider, or she'll be a good Lara, and so I'm not really big on actresses and remembering who they are.
Apparently, Carmen Electra was one of the original choices. I'm just not sure she could have pulled it off. Because I don't think she's. I mean, she's curvy, but not that kind of. Not. I don't know. I mean, she looks a bit odd nowadays, but I don't know whether she's kind of like. I don't know, thick enough skinned. Because Angelina Jolie's kind of got like a natural muscliness to her anyway.
Yeah, she's very fit, and she does a lot of those kind of movies where she was like a spy.
That's most like that, of her films nowadays.
Well, her new film that's coming out, she's Maleficent, isn't she?
I've not heard much about it.
Yeah, they're bringing out a movie called Maleficent, and she is playing Maleficent.
Yeah. It just sounds like someone's made a typo on the title. That's what's so magnificent. No. Oh, wow. Also, I mean, the earlier games especially, very famous for hilarious glitches. Did you ever come across anything like random ground kind of just almost flickering at you? You're thinking, is that like a booby trap, or is the game just about to explode, or what's going on here?
There was quite a few glitches I used to come across. Mostly it was ones where I could see through walls and see where the next level goes.
Yeah.
Or the floor disappearing and I would fall through it.
Yeah, there are so many videos of that on YouTube. It's just hilarious to see. Luckily, I mean, I think the only glitch when I played was floating wolves.
Oh, don't think I ever come across that one.
Oh, there was one where I don't know what. I don't know whether it was the wall or the wolf that was glitching, but they were kind of merged into each other, like it was just threading through the wall, and I couldn't shoot it. And it was just annoying. But for some reason, it was somehow I wasn't even near it, and it was making like I guess the noise, when it kind of bites you or claws you.
Yeah.
It was doing that noise, and it was hurting me, and I was nowhere near it. And I even turned around to see if there was one behind me being a cheeky monkey, sneaking up from behind, and no, it was weird. I think I was on the second one. I think I got through the first one relatively glitch-free, except for the flickering ground. But luckily I didn't fall through it. But I've seen plenty of videos where they did. Also, the first one that was, I think possibly the third one, where there's a lot of waterfalls, possibly, and vine swings.
Yeah, I think number 3 had the jungle.
Yeah, the jungliness of.
Yeah.
There was a lot of tree glitches in that.
There was a glitch in Tomb Raider 2 that I forgot to mention. That was quite funny. I died. When she does that really piercing scream.
Yes.
Yeah, and according to the game, I didn't actually die, and Lara got up and I could walk, but she was still screaming.
Ah, the never-ending scream glitch.
Yeah, the never-ending scream glitch.
Yeah. Oh wow. God, I've forgotten about that one. But yeah, that was annoying.
Yeah, it was. And there's also a glitch. I didn't come across it, but my friend did when she was playing. Is where you come across spikes that come out the wall.
Yeah.
And if you don't die from those spikes, then she will constantly look like she's bleeding.
Okay.
And kind of like glitching all over the place and just like going all over the place. But she's still running and walking and doing her thing.
Oh God, I never saw that one, but that sounds very Mortal Kombat-y, to be fair.
Yeah.
God. I think it'd be cool to see her in another game, though. Just like a cameo.
I think she'd do well in kind of like a Soul Calibur game.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they've not tried to get her in there.
Because there is, I can't remember which one it was. I think it might have been Tomb Raider Chronicles or Angel of Darkness, where she gets a sword. Excalibur. And yeah. I reckon she could use that in like a Soul Calibur game as well. So.
Yeah. I mean, I think Soul Calibur, not to change topic too much, but on the subject of Soul Calibur, Soul Calibur 5 was desperately needing cameos.
Yes, definitely. I totally agree on that one.
And it felt unfinished. I think I had the game for about 3 weeks and I just sold it.
Yeah, the same thing. I completed it, did the story and everything, and then I just traded it in.
It was they had the right idea where you could download like Tekken skins.
Yeah,
but they're pointless without movesets and to actually make them as the characters. Otherwise, you're still playing as some random other person that happens to look like someone from Tekken.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, they had the right idea, but they just didn't. Like I said, it just didn't feel finished. But I think Lara Croft had worked well with that. I could see her and Ivy getting into a interesting feud. I think that's something else they need as well. More character interaction, because that's what I love about Tekken. You have feuds, but you don't really get that in Soul Calibur.
No, you don't.
Not. I mean, you get like they're mentioned in like character backgrounds and whatnot, but not you don't see it as you're playing through the story, which is a shame. Yeah, it's they were supposed to be bringing out a load of new characters for the fifth one, and it just never happened. So
No, it didn't.
maybe we should have a petition, get Lara Croft in the new
Yeah.
Soul Calibur. I mean, the thing about, and yeah, there will be loads of tangents. By the way, I can't focus on one topic at all. So, but the thing about Soul Calibur is they have, because it's all kind of Namco and Bandai and whatnot. They have access to like Naruto, to Tekken, to most of the people from like Capcom as well. There's sort of like a partnership there. There are so many. They could make like there was a game like ages ago called Fighters Megamix, but it was so dated that a lot of the characters were almost like, I don't know, almost Z-list characters from other games that no one really knew because they couldn't get the main characters for whatever reason. But if they made like a newer version of that'd be cool. And they should throw Lara Croft in. I think she deserves more than just Tomb Raider.
Oh, definitely.
It's like, because one game she's just going to kind of start it and then just go, oh, I can't be bothered with this anymore. I've raided enough tombs and I just want to go home and watch Corrie.
I don't think she'll watch Corrie. No, I think it would probably be Antiques Roadshow.
Get her first. They could do a whole episode round in her mansion. It'd be good if there was a load of, I don't know if you remember, but you know, just before Halo 4 came out.
Oh yeah.
There was a lot of speculation that Lara Croft was somehow involved with that, because there was loads of mock-up posters around that showed Master Chief with Lara Croft. There was a lot of fan-made ones, but there was a couple,
I saw that one.
But there was a couple that looked, you know, better than fan-made.
Yeah.
Like it was really well rendered. Like, is this hinting at something? I think that'd work.
I think they would go good together. I think they would.
Plus, the amount of like interaction and snarky comments from Cortana, it'd be perfect. Cortana just is getting ridiculously sexy.
Yeah, she's definitely updated her pixels somewhat.
I'm sure lots of people would like to update her pixels even more, if you know what I mean. Giggity. All right. Here's a random fact to you as well about Lara Croft. In 2006, you may know this, she's inducted into the Walk of Game, and the Guinness Book of World Records has recognised her as the most successful human virtual game heroine, which is quite a mouthful. But yeah, she's in the Guinness Book of Records there. Yeah,
I knew that one.
In fact, have you the gibberish blah blah wibber wobble? Have you seen the gaming edition of that?
The gaming edition?
Yeah, the gaming edition of Guinness World Records is like a gaming edition.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Oh, it's funny. One of my friends was in there in 2009, I think. I think he was in there for completing. I think it was one of the Tekken. I think it was one of the Tekken games in like the fastest time.
Oh wow!
Possible. I think it was Tekken. Yeah. So I mean, hey, there's a challenge for you. If you still play Tekken.
Oh God, nah. I'm terrible at beat 'em ups. Tekken was one of the first games I bought with my PS1.
Yeah.
But I just I can't remember the combos. I button bash. That is the truth.
I
I
could
button
never,
bash.
I could never remember the combo. I think if someone has enough time to sit there and learn, especially King, like complex combos, it's just like I think you need to get out more. But I don't know. I'm kind of between like I remember a lot of the combos from like Mortal Kombat and a few from Tekken, but like I don't know. It's been so long since I've played either game that I would be a bit button bashy, even though I don't like to button bash because I'm always worried that my controller will break. and and that's what it annoys me because a lot of games nowadays encourage button bashing.
Yeah, they do. They've added button bash characters.
Yeah, I'm just glad that Tomb Raider will never be a
Because I
button
mean, you got
bash.
what is it? Who is it out of Tekken? Is it Kirsty? I think her name is, or Chrissy? Chrissy, that's it. Christy, yeah.
Yeah, her and Eddie. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
they have the same moves.
Yeah, they do.
I don't know if that's just lazy or what, but I mean, they always use the excuse, oh, well, they trained so and so and whatnot. But there's too many characters on Tekken that essentially are the same character
Yeah.
because they all have the same moves. But I mean, Armor King and King was sort of like that, but then they made Armor King almost more aggressive, and gave him some different moves. Same with Jin. And Devil Jin, they kind of. So I mean, at least Tekken they do kind of fix it a bit.
Yeah,
but
a bit.
that's not enough. I think graphically they should be way ahead of where they are anyway.
I think the graphics are okay for the kind of game that it is. I don't think it needs to be overly graphic.
Nah. I mean, the backgrounds are amazing.
Oh yeah. You can get lost in the backgrounds and totally forget that you're fighting someone.
And the music is I'm glad they have like the jukeboxes and stuff where you can just listen to tunes. And I always loved on the last game, it was either 6 or the other tag one. They had like the sheep level.
Oh yeah,
and the music on that was just hilarious. So I mean, do you and your family all play like all together?
Yeah, we all play video games.
Have you got ones that you kind of are all into as much as each other, or do you just have like your own sort of brands that you're familiar with?
Well, because of my son being only 3, he plays things like the Lego games and
There's
Minecraft.
Nothing wrong with the Lego games or Minecraft. Those games. I really want the new Marvel one.
So do I. It looks amazing.
It's just for a while Xbox were they had, I guess the new games were about £35, and now they've pushed them right back up to like 39 to 42.
I know.
It's like, really? Surely with the Xbox One coming out, they should be reducing the price.
And the Xbox One games are stupidly priced.
Yeah, and what other than a slightly more HD look, the games look exactly the same.
Yeah, they do.
I'm not convinced by the next gen.
I think give them a few years, and then you'll probably start seeing a bit more graphic-wise once they start
because everything
testing the waters a bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm gonna have to go to the Sony side because PS4 the graphics just look crisper.
We are definitely going PS4 route anyway.
I just don't like what Microsoft are doing. Like, you must have this. You must be constantly monitored through everything.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm happy with my 360.
Yeah, well, the 360 is still going to carry on for another 5 years, according to them. So.
Well, yeah, PS2 did.
Yep.
I miss playing on PS2. I mean, there's some game, and I don't have access to it anymore, but Sega Saturn. There's a game on there called Grandia, which was
Grandia 2. Sorry.
No, it's like the cutscenes on that were 360 quality.
They were beautiful. That is a beautiful game.
Sega, I feel sorry that for the timing of the Sega Saturn.
Mm.
Because a few years later, it would have, been perfect. It was
Yeah.
just out at the wrong time and marketed quite badly. So yeah,
Did you ever play Grandia 2?
I never got a chance to, but I'd seen a trailer for it and really thought, yeah, hey, that actually looks amazing. But I just
Yeah,
never got a chance to,
it
because
was
it
on the
was.
PS2.
Oh, just have a look at that. I mean, working at cash converters, there's like a whole load of old like PS2 games and stuff, but never any good ones. Like nearly all of them are like sporting ones.
Yeah, the football games, the FIFA ones.
Yeah, all there is, and I mean, and ones that you could probably get for about a penny on Amazon and whatnot as well. People are going to be listening. It's like, well, have they stopped talking about Tomb Raider? It's called Game Chat. We're chatting about games. It just so happened that Tomb Raider was one particular thing that we wanted to talk about, and we've sort of covered most of it now. Unless you've got anything else, any fond memories that you want to share.
Well, the thing is with Tomb Raider, it kind of has every single genre kind of rolled into it in a way.
Yeah.
I mean, it has action. It has RPG elements where you have to go find secret treasures that are hidden. It has puzzle-based experience as well, where you have to get a cog from somewhere across one temple to bring it back to open a certain door.
Yeah.
And I mean, it has every genre kind of rolled in there. And then as the Tomb Raider progressed, it's like in the new one, it now has kind of like beat 'em up kind of thing slashed in there. I mean, I know it's like quick button bashing and stuff like that, but they've still kept all the genres together, if you know what I mean. They've never taken away from that Tomb Raider feeling.
Which I think is important, because I know there's a few games where they've experimented a bit too much and they've kind of damaged the game.
Yeah, I mean, there was one, I think it was Tomb Raider Chronicles. I didn't really enjoy that one too much. It wasn't much Tomb Raiding to my liking.
I think Sonic was a bit like that as well when they started. I don't know, they kind of lost that Sonic feeling about it. I don't really like any new ones. There seems to be too many and they seem to be very similar.
Yeah.
I mean, I keep being told to like give Sonic Generations a try, but it's just not appealing to me at all. I still love playing the Mega Drive ones.
Yeah, I don't think they could ever bring that back.
No, I mean
they've lost it.
Yeah, they've basically. I mean, they've played Sonic 4.
Yeah.
That was a good attempt. I quite like that.
It was okay, but I still think they're trying to
cash in on the past.
Yeah, be a bit more up to date. Yeah. When some games don't need to be.
They don't. I'm surprised.
If you get my meaning.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same like when they're making loads of like old 80s and 90s kids TV shows all CGI now. They've just ruined them.
Yeah, they have. They've ruined them.
I'm just glad they've not messed with Toe Jam and Earl.
I mean, I know I probably would get shot for this from Final Fantasy fans, but it's like with Final Fantasy, they've tried to bring it up to date to keep it in with the genre and all the other games that have high graphics and high definition and try and spice it up a bit. But between like, I think it was Final Fantasy 6, 7, 8 and 9, those were amazing. They hardly changed anything except for maybe the battle sequences a little and the materia and all that kind of stuff. But they still kept it simple, easy, and you could just play it without worrying about I've got to travel down this corridor for 40 hours before I can end this game.
Yeah.
And now they're adding time travel. I mean, it's not Doctor Who. It's Final
No.
Fantasy. It's getting a really, really, really silly.
I mean, people were kind of annoyed where I think it was 10x2, the one with Yuna, Pain, and Riku and the whole. Is this just they've just done this just to show those three in swimsuits perving at each other, kind of thing? And it's like, hey, let me just watch that happen, and I'll decide. And it isn't that bad. I don't know why people were making such a big deal of it. I mean, people get like offended way too easily, and it's silly, really. It's like, well, you're not going to watch something if you know something's in it that's going to offend you. There's no point. You're basically trolling yourself.
Yeah. I didn't really like them at all. I mean, it was. I mean, I don't know how people say his name. I call him Tidus. Most people call him Tidus. I don't know.
I think it's Tidus.
Yeah. He was just such a whiny person as a main character.
Yeah.
He was so emo and so depressing, and he never really got happy. I mean, you have Zidane, who was the main character of 9. He was always the go-lucky type of person.
Yeah.
And then you had Cloud, who was pretty much fucked up from the start anyway. But in the end, he was okay. But just number 10 just didn't appeal to me like that. I didn't click with the characters, basically.
No.
I didn't feel like they were emotional. They were just all, I don't know, out there.
I think that is the game that kind of lost a lot of the audience, and everything since then is kind of. I think they're going to obviously try and bring them back. I mean, apparently the new one that's either recently out or coming out very soon apparently looks really good. And they've kind of merged where they are now, but kind of back where it was more, RPG-ish.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. Like merging it. From what I've heard, I've not seen anything of it, but I've just sort of heard that from eavesdropping and things.
Yeah, I've kind of lost my RPG vibe a long time ago.
Did you ever play Dragon Quest?
No, I never got to play those.
Because Dragon Quest 8 on the PS2 is fantastic. And the music... I mean, I don't usually talk about game soundtracks and stuff, but the soundtrack on there, it's all orchestral and whatnot, but it's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's the kind of music that I listen... If I wanted to, go to sleep, I'd listen to that because it's so relaxing. And it's just such a fun... It's a stressful game because half the time you can't even see how much life, a baddie's got. And I still call them baddies. But, it's kind of like... It shows you how much damage you've done, but it doesn't show you how much you still have to do, which was a bit annoying. But, yeah, I mean, if you ever get chance to play those, I definitely recommend them.
I played Dragon Quest on the DS.
Oh, one of the newer ones.
Yeah, well, I think it was like a remake of one of the old ones, but it was ported onto the DS. I think I played that for a little while, but I lost my RPG vibe then, so I didn't really get into it. But the music was good, what I heard of it anyway.
Yeah. Can you imagine Halo as an RPG?
Oh God. They kind of tried to do something different with Halo Wars, didn't they?
I was just about to say that, yeah.
Yeah.
Made it badly.
Yeah, made it a command and conquer game.
And they didn't even finish it.
No.
Yeah. I've never played it, but I've seen it. But I wouldn't ever buy it. I mean, I don't even have ODST yet, because...
Oh, me and my other half, we're quite big Halo fans. And
I love Halo, but I've just never played ODST.
Yeah, we bought Halo Wars. We bought a copy each because we both got an Xbox each.
Yeah.
And we kind of got about a quarter away through it, and we haven't touched it for about 2 years.
That's probably all the game anyway. Oh gosh. There was I think it was on like a. Do you remember the N-Gage?
Yes, I do.
They
Yes.
were making a Halo chess on that.
Seriously.
Yeah, and I don't think it ever got released anywhere other than Japan.
I don't know. That might have been fun.
I mean, it could have been, but I mean, I think there's a lot of room in Halo for a lot of different like spin-off. Maybe not going as far as Resident Evil because they've just got ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I think there's. I mean, you could have a game based on like the little grunts and whatnot because they're really entertaining, and they remind me of Minions now from
Yeah.
Despicable Me. 'Cause some of the
I
things.
love the grunts.
It's funny. That's what me and my one of my roommates call the little kids. They're just running around making noise, running into you. So like, God, if I had an energy sword. Oh, God. Oh. See, I'm imagining kind of how, like, I guess a Tomb Raider world mixed with a Halo world. I think it'd go great together. I can imagine them both like shooting like the Covenant and whatnot.
I think it would have to be basically Lara traveling in time, like into the future. She finds an artifact.
Yeah.
And it ports her into the Halo world.
Yeah.
Because I don't think him coming back to her world would work, but her going there would.
Yeah, I can totally see that. I think, dear Bungie, I know you don't make the game anymore, but I have an idea. Speaking of Bungie, and have you seen much of their Halo clone?
Oh, what? Destiny?
Yeah.
I went to Eurogamer.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's September.
Get you.
They were really bigging it off there.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a poster from them. Just some random person just went, "Here, have a poster," and I was like, "Oh, thanks." And they had like the massive statue of one of the enemies that's going to be in Destiny, and it looked exactly like a Elite, but with extra arms.
Yeah, I mean, the main character is basically Master Chief. It just doesn't make sense.
I know. They were coming away from it, and then they've gone back to it, basically.
Yeah, it's like, well, we regret giving it away, but kind of, let's do a new game. We'll kind of use elements of, let's just remake Halo. Don't tell them. We'll call it Destiny, and we'll call our main character like Mr. Chef or something like that. Yeah.
Master Chef.
Master Chef. Yeah, imagine that. Yeah. That's why I always read it in the TV book. I always read it as Master Chief. It's like my gaming mind autocorrect. It just translates things into gaming references. It's like when what was I watching? Deal or No Deal, and someone had got like 10,000 in my brain. I was just thinking, it's over 9,000. Oh, yeah.
I do that all the time.
That's probably one of my most used references, though. Anything that's like 9,004 in my brain, I'm just Vegetaing all over the place.
Vegetaing.
Yeah. Right. Okay. I will ask you this: what do you think the future holds for Tomb Raider?
That is a good question. I mean, with the new Tomb Raider, and they've kind of changed the story around a little, it's definitely got interesting.
How many more games do you think could be on the horizon with their current direction?
With their current direction, I think another 2 would be enough. I don't think they should carry it on longer than another 2. Right. Unless, of course, they did spin-offs. But then they would have to really spread it out so it doesn't become like Assassin's Creed.
Oh, can you imagine that as Master Chief, any one of the former assassins, and and Lara, and it's just like some mega partnership power struggle.
I think it would be good to see Lara as an assassin.
Yeah, I think she could totally do it.
Yeah, she could totally do it.
I think it'd be funny seeing her in like a GTA game as well.
Oh yeah, that would be funny. A Lara skin for GTA.
Yeah, I mean, you've got 5?
Yes, of course.
Imagine her interacting with Trevor.
Oh God.
How funny would that be? Oh, I mean, some of the things he's doing when you go to him, like he's just kind of like, I don't know, leaving a bunch of like animals in his pants or something, like, and he's just he's such an amazing. I think he should get a spin-off.
Oh yeah, he should get his own game, definitely.
Because I think the story's fine, but there's just, it's kind of leaves you wanting to know more about him.
Yeah, it does. You want to know about his past.
Yeah, I think Michael's like that as well, though. Kind of.
Maybe that's where they're going to go DLC wise, though, because they are going to bring out DLC. So
possibly, I don't know. I don't think Franklin's really proved much like popular. But I mean, he's good to play as. But I think the more exciting missions are definitely Trevor and Michael.
Oh yeah, especially when they start having a go at each other.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Like you nick Michael's car and you just get a text from him. And I think it's great how you actually meet Michael in the game as well. That was really unexpected.
Yeah, that was.
So yeah, there's a Lara Croft skin, or just her in general. Just maybe she's gone bankrupt and has to work in one of the strip clubs. You never know. See, a lot of stores have tried to cash in on the earlier GTA games. Now, like by charging like 10, 15 quid for the PS2 ones.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, and I wish I would have seen them in cash converters sooner, because we've had them for like £1.15. I need to try and find them, because I'm not going to get them that cheap now.
No.
Even like on eBay and Amazon, they're going for ridiculous prices. So that next time I'm in, I'm going to hunt them down, even though a lot of them have already gone. But I know we've definitely got Vice City still there, and possibly San Andreas. So I'm also looking for the earlier Saints Row games as well, because I loved 3 and 4.
I only played Saints Row. Was it Saints Row 3? I think it might have been.
Definitely play 4. You will not regret it. I always try and make the same character as well, so so it feels more like a continuation.
Yeah.
Yeah, the same voice, everything, but
it's a shame you can't port over.
Yeah, I think that's such an obvious thing. But
kind of like what you do in Mass Effect, where you port over your character.
I think that's a genius idea as well. Like whoever's still alive goes over.
Yeah, I think it was amazing doing that.
That's brilliant. I think Mass Effect, if you're happy enough to be on plenty of shows and talky time, I think Mass Effect's another one we can definitely talk about a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
But
I love Mass Effect.
It's such a cool game. Unfortunately for now, our time is up.
Oh.
But I mean, we can still sort of talk after this show goes off the air. But yeah, definitely want to have you back, as soon as you are my first guest.
Yay!
Other than our mic issues.
Yeah.
Fine. But you see, with the magic of the editing, no one will know, except for me talking about it. But you never know. I might edit this out as well. and it's just our little secret.
No one will ever know.
Yeah, anyway. Oh well, thank you for being a part of this mission I have to actually create something interactive with people.
Well, thank you for having me on.
Yeah, you came very highly recommended. Yeah, so have a good evening, and That's it. And thank you, people, for listening. All probably 3 of you. I don't know. Depends on how well this gets shared around.
Well, I'll make sure I share it, and I'll get my friends to share it as well.
Excellent. Oh well. Thank you again, and goodbye, people.
Bye bye.